Hello and welcome back to Jodi Lewis Creations. We are still in the midst of, at the end of actually, hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 2023, hosted by Teri at Sweet Pea Papers. She is having a giveaway in her Facebook group, so if you have not done so, get over there, check it out because your time is running out. Also, Lisa at Lisa's Paper Lace and Bling on Etsy, she is having a sale in her shop. Free yard of lace with a purchase of $15 or more, as well as free shipping with a purchase of $35 or more. So also get over there because this is going to air on the 30th and my final flip through will air on the 31st. And so that will be the last that you hear about these particular opportunities. So do go check those out. Okay. I have this piece that I made and I backed it on this vintage feeling paper and look at this. Look at this. I missed a bump of glue, but I'm using it. It's a journaling card. It's still going to go in a pocket. And of course I put a napkin on there with Christmas song and that music still shows through and Santa's kind of in the background. So I'm going to get that trimmed up, figure out what pocket that's going to go in. And this is my second time trying to film, so I'm trying to remember if I said what I'm saying in this video or the previous video that I totally messed up. Anyway, today is the 24th, so I think I'm repeating myself. This is going to air on the 30th, final flip on the 31st. I am going to make this piece in this video. I want to do something with this fabric and this napkin. And then I am going to work on sewing in my signatures, but I am not going to do that on film because I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to have a hard time with the soft spine and everything kind of being big. And yeah, just in case any four-letter words come out of my mouth on that, I don't want to subject you guys to it because periodically those come out when I am sewing in signatures. Okay, so my thought is this. Did I say everything? Did I cover everything? I hope I covered everything. My thought is this. So I'm looking at how these little squares fall on my fabric and I love them. I'm like, I don't want to cover Santa. I don't want to cover the stocking. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to. I literally just changed my mind as we are talking because I love all these little images. Each individual image is like its own little picture on this fabric. I just absolutely love it. And I was thinking I was going to do a pocket out of it, but we don't need any more pockets in this journal. I am like struggling to find things to fill the pockets that I have made. However, we do need tags. So I have this piece of coffee dyed file folder that I have already cut, and I know that's going to make a nice sturdy card, and it's not going to need much in the way of embellishment. So what I am thinking is I did not pick a page to work on before I started this video, which was kind of silly, but I mean, we do need something for this pocket on the front cover, and I think these colors will lend themselves to being in there, or, my ring. Oh my gosh, you guys, so funny. This morning, for whatever reason, the TV was being silly, and Mark couldn't get his news to load. I don't have any idea what was going on. So he just turned on YouTube and it says Crafty Christmas in July. And he goes, hey, isn't that what you're doing right now? And I said, yeah, it is. And he sits there for a second and he says, I had to keep working while I'm talking. Oh, sorry. And he says, is that your video? And I'm like, yeah, that's why it said Jodi Lewis on it. I was being so awful to him. He was like, we're both pre-coffee, right? What if I fold that in half and put it in there, and then we'll stitch some of this fabric on the front? That would be kind of fun. Then this would be... Oh Oh my gosh, I just got a text message about circus for reference. So yes, that was you dinging me this time. Okay, so I'm thinking about fold. I just lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh, I am not filming this for a third time, so please bear with me. Oh, I'm thinking we'll make a little folder out of this, and I think that'll slide in there. I do wonder about that fabric on this, so I am going to go with it for that folder, for that pocket. Make this like a little folder, so then you could put like your Christmas list and stuff like that in there. So I'm just gonna tuck that in there and go to a different page, because oh, that's gonna fit in there really nicely. I like it. Oh, train wreck. I don't know today. I don't know. I've gone to the store, picked up my grocery order. Oh, we need something in there. Oh, do we want to do that in there? I'm trying to pick the page so then I can determine the size of the pocket. And I'm already 6 minutes into this and have accomplished absolutely nothing. So I'm going to pause you guys while I make a decision, and then I will come back and I will finish telling you. Oh, well, I'll just keep flipping because I'll forget to tell you about Mark in the YouTube video. So he's watching it. He turns it on, right? And he's kind of making noises and sounds because, you know, I say his name in the video. And then he was like, oh my gosh, Jodi. And I tossed a piece of red, whatever it was in the Santa library pocket video, and it was where I like tried that little piece of red trim and tossed it, and he goes, oh my gosh, you are so you, even in your videos. And I'm like, well, who else would I be? And then I'm like, I'm gonna turn this off because you are making me completely self-conscious you watching that video. I mean, he was just being a stinker, but it was really comical. And we have both been on a roll today, just being goofy with one another. And so that was just, I think it just started the day out like that when he was making fun of me. So, and he wasn't making fun of me like in a bad way. He was just being goofy. But here, we have that page that is still white. I thought I had gotten rid of all the white. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, all right, so I did. I thought I had gotten rid of all the white space. And look, we have 2 white space pages. Okay, well, let me get my head together here and decide what we're going to do. I need to get some glue squished in there. Remember, go back and check your hinges. And if you see a spot that maybe you didn't get glued well enough, just use your fine tip and just squish a little in there and it'll stick right down, no problem. So I will be back. Okay. If I keep starting and stopping videos today, I am never going to get done. Like, seriously. So what I've decided to do is make a belly band out of this. And obviously, I have to deal with the white space still. And I just wanted to pop on really quickly and tell you, you know, you can have fabric just by itself, but it's not going to be very sturdy. And so if you're putting something in and out, you see what it's doing? You don't want to do that. So, but if I back this with the cardstock, it stabilizes it, and then your piece can go behind there and you're stabilized. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this just to hold it. I'm going to cut this just right at size. I'm going to put a little bit of glue stick on here because I don't want my glue seeping through my fabric. Then I'm going to stitch around it, and I was thinking I might want to put some like trim dripping off the bottom, but I don't know because I just like these images so much, and I think that by themselves they stand. So so I'm still debating on that. In the meantime, I'll cut this down, glue it, get it stitched, and then I'm going to stencil my white space. I have this piece that I'm going to slide in there because I love all the neutral tones of that. And then I will come back. I changed my mind again, but that's okay. You know, it's okay to change your mind. Oh, but I do love that just as a pocket. I just think it's cute. And then the reason I changed my mind is because my glue is still wet. So when I put this as a belly band, you couldn't see anything of Santa peeking out. So that's why I changed my mind. I made it a pocket. But it's a thin pocket, and this is a thin piece, so I don't think it's going to add a whole lot of bulk. One thing I have not done in this journal was make really any top tucks or anything like that, which is kind of interesting to me. So I need to, actually, I'm going to put this under a heavy book to flatten it because it curled when it was drying. And then we'll figure out something on this page to do. But I love that fabric. And honestly, I am not sure where I got it. I've had it forever. And I'm almost out of it now. I've used quite a bit of it just over the years and little bits and pieces and stuff. So I just wanted to tell you, I had used pinking shears, but it wasn't working with the cardstock. I didn't like the look of it. So I did cut all the little pinked edges off, which of course made like a ginormous mess everywhere. But I did want to talk about that. I have my fabric only pinking shears. And then these are an old vintage pair. And I use these on paper. I'm okay with that. But I don't know. You know, I feel like pinking shears are like my other scissors. Don't use my fabric scissors on like paper, you know. So anyway, so that's going to be that page. And that goes here, right? Oh, and that's going to be pretty with that tree there too. So then over here, this has like holly and berries. I just wanted to see what this was going to be like against here. Is that where that goes? Yeah, that's where that goes. And then music paper. Okay, it's fine. So we got to figure out what we're going to do here. And what I was going to do was, with that fabric, was put this napkin down and like build almost like a frame around it. But I didn't do that, obviously. And I could still use another little piece of it. I do have some really fun Christmas fabrics, but I think this also goes well with this. So what I think I might do is put this on a cardstock piece again, and then take my die cutting machine and cut like a rectangle out of the middle. Ooh. Yeah, then maybe put acetate in there, and then we can slide something in, I think, maybe. But I haven't used this anywhere else, so I probably shouldn't use it twice. So I'll have to rethink that. But I do want to use this image because it's so pretty. And of course, it's another Santa. Okay, so I decided on this for this last white space page. I'm too short sometimes. I'm too short most of the time. I'm trying to look into my phone to make sure I'm in screen for you guys. So this is a piece of wired ribbon that I have. I have the red and I have the green, and I do love the green too. But it's like they got the pine cones and stuff on it, and the page that this is going to be beside is this holly and berries page. So I just think that the holly and berries is perfect for this page to have the belly band. Because it's wired ribbon, I don't necessarily want the wire in it. Or do I? Because that'll help stabilize that. The problem with the wired ribbon is that sometimes it can be pokey, and I don't want somebody to be poked with this, but that's going to make it a lot more flimsy if I pull that out. So what I could do... What could I do? I think it's going to be fine without it. So here on the end, the wire is out. So I'm just grabbing a hold of that and pulling that wire out. Didn't we do this on another page already? I swear. I think we did. And then this wire, I'm just wrapping up to make sure that it actually goes in the trash and not on my floor where I can find it with my feet in the morning before I'm awake having my coffee. Okay. So I'm going to glue this on here, and I know that my end is too long, but that's okay because I want to get it down, and I'm going to clip it so that it holds in place. And then what I will want to do is just allow it to dry really well before I take the clip off there. And then, you know what I can't find? You guys know I have like that beaded pin that I'll stick in the end of my glues when they get dried up like that. And I am sure it is somewhere on this table. Okay, so, yeah, I'll use this. Anyway, so yeah, Mark's gone to his dad's for a little bit. I don't know if he's going to stay there today or if he's going to come back. We have been goofing around all day. Oh my gosh, see my arm right there? So little Miss Chloe is an attack cat. And so last night we were horsing around. I mean, we were just horsing around. And I made a noise that she clearly didn't like. And she's really funny about noises. I mean, like, really funny about noises. And man, she got me good. She bit me. And it's the second time that little stinker, I'll be nice and call her a stinker. Second time that little stinker has bitten me. Bit me. Bitten me? Bit me. Anyway, second time she's bit me. And I'm like, she bites me again, we're going to have an issue. The other time she bit me. Bit me. Duh. Anyway, the other time that she bit me was, I was sitting on the edge of the bed and I was really crying. I was very upset about something. And, you know, the racking kind of crying where you wail and sound like, you know, terrible kind of crying. And so I was really, really upset about something. And anyway, she didn't like that at all, man. She came up and bit me like no tomorrow. I was like, oh my goodness. But that time I had a shirt on, so she bit like the back of my arm. But she didn't like draw blood or anything because I had a shirt on. But she drew blood last night. I got up and I scrubbed it real well and put Neosporin on it. And so this morning she got a talking to. I'm like, you better quit biting me. Oh, she's got so much personality and she's so much fun, but she's got a couple little quirks that I'm like, oh my gosh, Cat, you're going to get it. Gonna get it. I just love her to pieces, but I just can't tolerate her biting me. And you don't even know what's gonna set her off. I mean, we were just getting ready to go to bed and being goofy and making goofy, I don't even know. I was laughing. But I made some kind of a stupid sound, and boy, Mark's like, hold still, here she comes. And I just moved my arm. I didn't even think, and man, she got me good. Got me good. So, don't worry about a dog around here. I got an attack cat. But she is, I mean, she's mindful, and she lets you know, like, if something's up, but don't make any crazy noises around her, that's for sure. I love that. I love that so much. That is so pretty, in my opinion. So that's going to have to dry real well, and then I'll take those clips off, obviously. And then, actually, I'm just going to set that aside and let it dry, and that way I'm not messing with it, trying to, I'm not messing it up, putting something, I mean, until it dries. Oh my gosh. I'm like thinking out loud and not thinking very clearly. Oh, I'm very tired today though. You guys know that when I'm tired, like my dots don't connect real well. I love that. It's so pretty. And I was like, I'm not going to put a real big bulky piece in there or something that might damage that ribbon. Hopefully it'll stay on there like I want it to. But I love that. It's so pretty. You know what would be fun is even just if I had an extra gold doily, just to stick a gold doily in there as a piece. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Because you could journal on the back of a doily. And I don't usually just stick a doily in a pocket, but I think if it fits in there, that might be kind of a nice piece. Let me see how big the full one is. I don't think I have another one of those. I thought I had a pack of those, but maybe I got that from somebody. I don't know. I'm looking in my doily thing. But I have this, and I haven't used one of these. There's this store in Wisconsin that I absolutely love going to when I go up there to visit. Some of their stuff is really expensive, and some of it's very reasonable. It's kind of hit and miss. That's where I found some of the decorative plastic tablecloth that you can, what can you do, Jodi? Coffee dye paper and get the designs, or dye paper and get the designs. I mean, I used some of that in here. Anyway, and so it was on a roll, and so I bought some, and I wish I would have bought more. And so anyway, I went, and I actually texted that son, and I said, will you please run back in there and get me some more of that? And he said he would, but he didn't. Oh. think you can't really journal on this one though. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. But I do love that in there. I think that's really pretty in there. What if I glue that on a piece of, oh, I know. Wait for it. That's a thing in our house. You can't say wait. Because my son used to say wait all the time, the youngest one. He'd be like, wait. And so we were always messing with him. What are we waiting for? Wait. What if that's not big enough? Okay, we're getting somewhere though. We're getting somewhere. Let me dig in my scrapbook paper here, or my cardstock I mean, and see what I have that could match here, and glue that down. It needs to be like a dark color though. Like, can we? Oh, that brown. Oh, maybe I'll just put it on a piece of brown cardstock. I'll be back. Oh my goodness, you guys would think this was rocket science. So I had this piece and I'm like, oh, I like the richness of that brown. I don't have any color brown in my stash. And so I got this piece. Obviously it's not big enough. And I'm like, okay, let's go with the green. So I got this green and I'm like, nope, not enough contrast. So then I went back and found this piece, which is kind of a green, it's almost like a blue color, but anyway, it's got a little bit of texture to it. So what I think I want to do is I'm going to glue this down and try to do it. I think I'm going to score my paper in half. And then I'm going to glue this down in half and then fold the cardstock in half and make it like a journaling space. And then I thought about putting coffee dyed paper on the inside, but I don't think I'm going to, because I think it would be a great place for, you could journal with a white pen or, you know, a gold pen, or you could, you know, put a picture on it or something like that. I think it'll be a really fun piece, and then we'll have that green with the red and the gold in there. I think that's going to be very pretty. So I'm going to get this all worked out, and then when I come back, this page is pretty much going to be done, because I definitely don't want to put anything else in this, and then hopefully this will be a flat enough piece to not impact that ribbon. Fingers crossed. Okay. Probably won't be doing this again, because this is tedious to sit and glue that down. So I had to sit with my art glitter glue and try to get it glued down and do it in, you know, sections, because all that detail gluing, it will dry before you get done. So I do think I'm going to round the edges of these corners that, for whatever reason, act like they're not wanting to line up. It's probably this lovely trimmer of mine. I did look online at the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, and I'm going to try to sweet talk Mark into buying it, but with this air conditioning unit and stuff like that, I didn't really think it was wise to ask him for a crafting tool, but I do need to do something different. I'll get that. Oh, you know what I'll do? It'll be fine. It's gonna be just fine. And I already know if I do this, what's gonna happen. So I should probably not try it. Just leave it alone. It's fine like it is. Fine like it is. Okay, so that's gonna just slide in like that, and that gold behind that ribbon is just so pretty. I love it. I love it, I love it. Okay, so that's gonna be that. And then, let me see where we are time-wise. Okay, we're at 23 minutes. So I was, you know, it's really interesting since we changed our internet. Like, before it would load like a standard version of the videos and then process to HD, and you guys know it took like, seemingly took forever. Why? Oh, I know why. And anyway, and so now, oh my goodness, that's funny. What am I doing? So now it's like weird. It uploads the videos in like no time, but it's the processing to HD video, which takes a little bit of time, but even still, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been going over 30 minutes, and it really hasn't given me a hard time uploading on the new internet. So that's fantastic. It makes me really happy. Because before, I mean, it was nothing for it to take 2-3 hours to upload, you know, if I went over to like 31 minutes even, oh my gosh, it would take forever to load. So, okay, well that didn't quite flatten out enough. I'm gonna have to really put that under some weight, but it's dry. So I can slide it in there. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, oh my gosh. So I was laughing in I don't know what video, but I swear, you know, you see like on TV and stuff when they're making fun of people with a clicker, how many times somebody said something. And in whatever video it was, I was like, it's so cute. I think I said it 100 times. So I do apologize. When I was listening to that, but it was already published. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, that's the footage. But I was laughing at myself because I said it a lot. Okay, so I think now that's all of the white space. So now what's going to have to happen is just coming in here and making pieces to go in our talks, adding our tags, adding our any bits that we want to add. If I want to add any more trims, I have to hinge my Edith Holden pages and the 2 signatures. And again, I want to get them sewn in. So probably what is going to happen is I'm going to get these sewn in before I add any more pieces to it, add any more bulk to it, and then go from there. I mean, I have to wonder what this thing weighs, seriously. But you can see I have a lot of bottom bulk in this because I haven't, I don't have very many of the top tucks in here, so it really is squishing out at the bottom. So maybe if I'm going to add any more pockets, I will add them to the top, and then if I want to just clip anything in here, obviously it'll be at the top to try to balance that out. But I allowed for a 2-inch spine, and we are like right at 2 inches on the bottom. So the rest of things that I put in here, I really need them to be flat pieces and not have a lot of dimension to them, just to try to keep this, you know, from getting it as an alligator mouth, because, I mean, we've added a lot to this journal. So I will try to get a plan and come back and finish this video. Then, like I said, I'll get everything sewn in, and then the next video after this one will be the final flip through. So yay, I'm excited. Okay, so I just wanted to pop on really quickly. I'm trying to figure out sewing in these signatures, and it's so fat. And I said to my friend, I said, I don't know if I should rearrange these papers and reduce this down to 3 signatures or what. And she says, alligator mouth. She goes, when you said it was going to be 4 signatures, I was like, oh boy. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me, whoa, Nellie, reduce to 3? But anyway, nobody told me, Jodi, you're going to make a ginormous journal again. Okay. Anyway, I'm just making fun of myself. So I was afraid that I was going to mess this up. And because this is so soft, you know, I was afraid that when I go to put this in here, that I might punch crooked or wonky, and nobody wants that. So she suggested a hidden sign. And I was going to use a paper towel roll, but I decided not to, because like this way it gives me some stability in the spine. And because it is kind of an enormous journal, I probably want that extra stability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my PVA glue. I'm going to glue these together. Then I'm going to cover this piece with some fabric. And then I will get my holes poked in my spine and then start attaching these to here. And then we'll get that glued to our cover. And hopefully this all goes well. Because if it doesn't, I'm going to be really upset. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm just going to continue working on this. I stopped with any kind of ephemera or embellishments or anything at this point until we get this done. So I'm going to work on this, and I will come back and tell you that it was probably a really good idea that I did not film working on this due to my tendency to have potty mouth when I'm sewing in signatures. I mean, it's just frustrating for me too a lot of times. I mean, it's kind of like a daunting task. Like, it's not my favorite thing to do, sew them in. I love building a journal. I do not like sewing in the signatures. But, you know, it's the precision of making sure your holes are the same, especially with an exposed spine, because, you know, you see all of that. And I wasn't going, actually, I was going to do a hidden spine on this anyway, but I didn't put, I don't know what I was saying. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I was going to do the hidden spine on this anyway, but I put that pocket on the front, and I should have not done that until I determined this, because usually you'll have like a piece of fabric or something kind of come out that you can glue down to help stabilize. So I have to figure that out. But for now, I'm just gonna glue these, clip them together, allow them to dry, and then I will work on getting them sewn in. So I have a couple of days to finish this video. Again, it's like the 24th. But I do need to get done with this journal. I've got to work on that quilt that's on my dining room table, and because it's for the RV. And then Mark hasn't been able to pull wire for the electrical in the other room. So as soon as he's able to do that, then I've got to be able to patch the holes and get the walls painted and start moving. And because I do want to be all done with that before we leave for the winter this year. So, and then of course I'll get all my Christmas stuff put away, and then I'm going to be trying to figure out what projects to take on the road with us this year. I'm really hoping though that I'll be able to create more consistently this year, but we are staying put for the most part for a little while. So that'll be nice, and we won't have like all the obligation and stuff that we did over the winter. And I don't mean obligation in a negative way, but we were just back and forth, like you guys know, with over the mountain to see my mother-in-law, and we had our grandkids, and it was just harder to kind of get into a groove last winter. So I'm really hopeful that this winter it's going to be okay. All right, so what I'm thinking is we have 4 signatures, and in the 2 inches, I mean, I think if I come in and start my first one at like a 1/4 inch on that, 1/4 inch, I'm going to have to mark this out because I'm looking at this, and it's really going to be, I'm going to be hard pressed to get these in 2 inches, but we'll get it done. So I'll come back and show you the end result. So I will see you guys in a little bit or tomorrow. Okay, so just want to show you where I am, and then that's going to be the end of this video. I have my cereal boxes glued together, and I've kind of laid out where I want my signatures. I'm going to do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch on this, you guys. Let's just challenge myself all over the place. And then I needed to know where the center of my cover was, so I folded it inside out and just took a piece of chalk and ran it down the middle, so that way when I'm ready to glue this in, I know where my center point is, and that chalk will wipe right off. So what'll happen is I'll sew these in, and then I will use my PVA glue, and I will put my PVA glue on my spine and lay my spine in, and I'll have to work in between each of the signatures and make sure that that's good and glued down, and then figure out if I'm able to open this up flat or not and lay a book on it, because it's too big. Well, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of the plan. And I have a little bit of the ribbon, wired ribbon on the end that's going to poke out of the, and kind of match up with the top and the bottom of the signature. And then my fabric is pretty much the height of the journal itself, or the signatures, I mean. So that's where I am, and I'm going to kind of work on this. I do have to go down and figure out something for us to eat for dinner. I don't know what I'm making yet, and so I've got to get that figured out. But I would really like to get this done so that it can be drying overnight before I do anything else with it. So Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for your support during this Christmas in July series. It has just been wonderful. It's been amazing. I have absolutely loved seeing what the other creators have made as well. And I still am not through all of the videos, but I kind of have a gist of what everybody's making, which has been really nice to be able to see. And I think it's great that the creators are helping support one another and learning from one another, which I think is awesome. Super awesome. Okay, so that is that. Like I said, this is going to be the last video in the series unless I decide that there's something earth-shattering that I haven't shared with you before. I will pop back on at the end of this video, but right now I just think that I'm going to just work on trying to get some pieces made for the pockets, get this sewn in, and I'm really going to try to get done with this. Well, obviously I have to, so I can have the final flip through on July 31st, so no pressure. No pressure. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all the kind comments. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. I know I said that was going to be the end of this video unless I had something super spectacular to share with you. And while it's not spectacular, I will say it was a good choice not to try to sew this in on film. Oh my word. I've literally never had such a difficult time sewing a signature in. At one point, I even missed an entire hole. Got almost all the way done, ready to tie it, and I was like, why does that look funny? I missed a hole. Totally missed a hole. And the 5-hole was a lot of brain power for sure. But I do have it sewn in. It's sewn in, and I've just been trying to burnish that spine real well. I used my PVA glue, so it should hold pretty quickly. I'm not too concerned about that. I took my ruler in between each signature and just really use some nice firm pressure in between to just make sure there's good adherence with the glue. And I think I'm gonna love this journal, you guys. I mean, like, seriously. But putting that firm spine in actually is a game changer. Obviously, I'm not done gluing. I wanted to make sure that that spine was gonna hold really well before I glued that fabric down. But, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So happy. So I'm going to get this journal finished, and then again I'll come back and the next video will be our final flip through. So I'm really excited. You know, I dread sewing the signatures in. I absolutely dread it. It's about my least favorite part of a journal, and especially this one. But I am so happy with how it's looking. Look at all that just delightful goodness, and just so pretty, so pretty. Okay, enough of that. That's my personal opinion. Hopefully you will think it's pretty as well. So I will see you guys in the next video, which will be the final flip through. So thanks. Bye.
No, you know, you just want to, when you really want to feel really